What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Run It Up podcast. I'm your host, Najee Adams. You know, I got my guys with me today, Justice, Jalaal, back to back. We here. How y'all doing?
Swell, beautifully.
Chilling, bro. Chilling.
Beautiful. Khalil was supposed to make it, but my son, he's not feeling good today, so he'll be back. He'll be back though. I would have loved to know his Super Bowl pick, but I have a feeling I already know who it was anyway. So we're
there was way too much basketball in this pod for him to come. They just like that.
Yeah,
he's got a better way to spend at least an hour and a half than to sit here like this. Guaranteed. He might be somewhat under the weather, but he is.
If this was a full football pod, he would be here.
He was here.
But today we're talking basically NBA trade deadline. It is currently 7 p.m. Thursday, so the deadline was like 4 hours ago. So we're fresh off a lot of stuff. We're not talking every single deal because a lot of it was like, oh, the Suns trade Jusuf Nurkic to not doing that. We're hitting on the main points in here, and then we'll give our Super Bowl picks, talk about that a little bit, and get up out of here. But before we do, make sure you like, subscribe to the podcast. Everybody else in the podcast. Find us on Twitter at RunItUpPod. Find me on Twitter at _Justice, J Reed _Jalaal, J Sandy 45, Khalil below 44. It'll all be in the little description down below. Follow us on TikTok at the Run It Up Podcast. And yeah, I think with all that out of the way, we get to song of the week. So Justice, what's your song of the week, bro?
My song of the week is Love Yours by Mr. Jermaine Cole.
Wow. Okay. Beautiful. We were talking about him before the pod started, so I should have guessed. But yeah, well, Love Yours.
You said you didn't want to talk about the quitter.
Yeah.
Bro just really business decision. I don't know what's wrong with that.
I made I was like really hard on him when he first decided to like do the whole I got my chin out shit, which is crazy. But
still a crazy line.
Still a crazy thing to say. But I came around to it. Like I understand that he was just not trying to get into calling people wife beaters and
yeah, that's just a tough thing to be a part of.
Kids
tough thing to go down as an artist.
A minor.
Yeah. He wasn't trying to get into that. You feel me? So but yeah, shout out to J.Cole. He's like my third favorite artist ever. Jalaal, what's your song of the week?
So in light of the Super Bowl and
brother,
the man who shut up. And the man who is performing, it is Kendrick Lamar's song. It's a little bit of a deep cuts, taking it back to Section 80 days.
The best Kendrick project.
My favorite Kendrick project, still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And song of the week for me is Ronald Reagan era.
I was really hoping you were going to say High Power, bro. I love that song for some reason.
I should have done it because it's Black History Month, but it's all right.
Visions of Martin Luther staring at me. I feel so weird in the car, like when I'm rapping that out loud. I'd be visions of Martin Luther staring at me.
Yeah, he wasn't staring at you, brother.
You don't know.
He's staring at you for different reasons.
Yeah, he was. He didn't skip the N-word. I heard it.
Oh, I'm crying. You went J.Cole, you went Kendrick, so I feel like I have to go Drake. Considering I didn't have a song of the week 5 seconds ago, it made my decision very easy. My song of the week, since we're all going throwback, is off. Well, it's off the Take Care little joint that he dropped, but it is Club Paradise. Personally, one of my favorite Drake songs.
You mean the Care Package?
Yeah. Immaculate song right here.
Club Paradise. Nice.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite Drake songs ever. I listen to it pretty much all the time on rotation. It's just in my playlist.
Listen, bro, me and Khalil went to Nashville, I don't know, 2 months ago maybe. On the way back, I was like, hey, bro, let's just flip through Drake's discography. And we're good. Because I was arguing with him that like Drake probably doesn't have more than like 20 legit like number ones. Like those are like certified. Like he ain't got 20 songs that like J. Cole won't fit in somewhere. And so then we just started going through it and we ended up ranking 54 songs into his discography. I just want you to know.
Yeah.
Wait, what was number one?
So there's a common theme amongst me and Khalil. We prefer R&B Drake a little bit of the softer Drake. So number one was Redemption.
Oh,
then-
wait, can you give me the top 5? I just am curious at this one.
Yeah. Redemption. Look What You've Done.
Oh, that's such a good song.
Too Much.
Okay.
From Time.
Mm-hmm.
And then Chicago Freestyle, actually.
Look What You've Done
so-
might be it's not my favorite Drake song because Headlines is my favorite Drake song. But if someone had to be like, yo, gun to your head, rap this, don't miss a word, it would be top 3 for me.
So when we started, I was like, bro, Girls Love Beyonce is going to be my number 1.
Girls Love
I
Beyonce,
absolutely
yeah.
love that song. Nope, it was at 19. If you're wondering, Drake has so many bangers.
So many. Wait, what was the last song?
The very last song, 54, was The Motion, which is also a song that I really like.
Banger, yeah.
I guess that's just the motion.
Wait, do you have Headlines? What is Headlines ranked?
Headlines is definitely in here. 47.
Damn.
It's not his best song.
It's my
It's
favorite
not.
Drake.
It's not
It's
at
not
all.
his best song.
Not even
It's
close.
Dog,
It's
I'm
not
not like there were songs that I forgot about.
Okay, so where do you have Do Not Disturb?
Oh, do
That's
not.
not that's not a hit. That's not a hit, but do you have it on there?
If you like that kind of
I
Drake,
feel
you
like-
gotta be
31.
okay.
Okay.
That's
Listen,
not
there are songs on here that like I forgot, like Wednesday Night Interlude. Like I forgot how much I liked
Mhm.
that song.
Are these
but-
all his songs, or are they like songs that he's also featured on?
So we didn't do like Drake Future.
Mhm.
We didn't just do features, that they were his songs, his discography. So
Did you do Furthest Thing? Do you have Furthest Thing on there?
18.
Okay. Yeah.
A banger. Like there were songs that like I really thought were like Hate Sleeping Alone. I was like, that's gonna be top 5 for me. It wasn't. 21. So Jaded,
Damn, wait.
I love Jaded. 22.
Where's Marvin's
So-
room?
Okay. I think Marvin's Room's a little overrated, but
That's
24.
fair.
I
Okay.
agree.
I feel like
think
the
it's just been played out at this point, but
yeah. So, but there were songs on here that like I literally Fire and Desire was 12. I would have never thought that was going to be 12 for me when I was going through
and
it.
what were you ranking based on?
Just which ones we liked the most. Like
Okay,
literally,
okay.
like we would play it, it would play, and then we would just rank it. So like the very first song we listened to was Girls Love Beyonce. So I was like, I'm going to put that at 1. And then we'd listen to a song and we'd say,
Move it
is this
down.
better than
Yeah,
Girls Love
yeah.
Beyonce? Yes. And then no, and then yes, and then no. We'd have to keep working down the list until we got home. So for 3 hours, we listened to just Drake snippets, like
Yeah.
45-second clips of Drake.
Yeah,
So
that's elite. You can't do
Yeah.
that with the mother.
and Khalil got in a wreck on the way home. It was great.
You can do that with the other two.
Yeah.
It's just not as many songs.
Yeah. Oh, wait,
Why do you have to
my
be
point
such a,
as
gobbler?
why he's the GOAT. But
No, but why do you have to be such
yeah.
a gobbler on a Thursday?
58 bangers.
that.
What are you doing? 54.
I do agree. I do some agree though, bro. Like I don't know who else I could do that for and get to 54 songs.
That's
No,
the
I'm not
point.
saying
Like-
you're gonna get to 54. He's just saying you can't do that for everybody. You can do it for
You
anybody.
can't do it to that
I
extent.
mean,
with
you technically you can. I mean, we're not
Yeah.
gonna find 54 of them I like actually enjoy.
You probably
No.
for Kendrick, you probably have about 30. J.Cole probably about 20-ish.
What?
So,
20. Nah, you tripping. Cole's got at least 40 on there for me.
oh shit.
I couldn't even tell you 40 Cole songs. Nah, I probably could, but I'd have
I'll-
to. It'd probably be mostly off his mixtapes though. A lot of them would be mixtape stuff.
Like you're talking like the come up, like Friday Night
Come
Lights,
up,
all that
Friday Night
stuff.
Lights. Yeah, Friday Night Lights is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know the three of us can talk about J. Cole for at least 2 hours based on
we've done it. We've done it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
we've
have
it.
done it.
We've done it. So
Over a middle of the road project for him. So
shout out. But let's dive into the NBA trade deadline. I mean, I think we can't start it in any other way than with Luka Doncic to the Lakers. We were gonna record an emergency pod, and it just didn't. We were like, "Fuck it, we're gonna record on fucking Thursday anyway," so we might.
I
as well
was
just
ready.
wait.
I was ready, bro.
I know Justice called me that night and said, "Yo, you should record right now." So, what I want to ask y'all is, how did you find out? Like, what was your first reaction? What was your like thoughts when it happened? I was on the phone with Justice, so like I kind of know his vibe. But Jalaal, how did you find out? What was your first reaction? What was going through your head?
Well, when was that? Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday night.
late
It was like
Saturday,
it was like past midnight Sunday morning or whatever.
Yeah.
I was asleep because I have to wake up at 3:00 in the morning to go to work.
Mhm.
So
You
I just,
woke
you
up
know.
at 3 and was a mind blow.
No, I woke up at like 2:30-ish, and I just checked my phone. I scroll, bro. I thought I was dreaming. I see Bam game winner. Somebody else had a triple double, and then I'm like, Luka, Laker. No way. I open my messages. Bring, 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 bring. I'm like, oh my goodness. So then I went, what the fuck? And Destiny, every time I overreact to sports stuff, Destiny comes running in the room. She's like, what? And usually she's like, this time she said, oh shit, and went right back to sleep. So like I'm still in shock. Like I can't even. Y'all could talk like Lakers side. I'll give my little piece, but I got shit I got to say about the Mavs, man. Because
absolutely.
But honestly, it's probably the most shocking trade that I can remember. Like I literally went to work. I was like, I don't understand what's going on. And I came home, took off my clothes from work and stuff like that, and I was like, yo, Luka's a Laker. Like this is crazy,
bro, and that's for you.
I'm still doing that.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, like I'm not even a Lakers fan, and I'm like, yo, this is nuts,
bro. For me, I was
like, I'll be watching that game on when they play Saturday.
Saturday.
Supposedly.
It might be Monday, but
is it a home game?
Yeah, it's home on Saturday.
He's gonna play.
Bro, so Christy's birthday was Tuesday. So Saturday, her friends in town, we go out for like to celebrate her birthday type shit. So I'm like a couple drinks deep, feel me? When we get back home. So it's like 11:50 or something when it happens. And we're just like in the living room chilling, like cooling. And my phone, like I see my phone is down, so I don't see it. And then I turn it this way and it said missed call from Justice. And I'm like, why is that? Like, you never call me at 11:50 on a Saturday. So then I open my phone and it's like Luka Doncic, Lakers. I call him back and I'm just like, yo, like, I don't even remember what, like, I've never felt that way as a sports fan, bro. Like, people are like, oh, it's the most shocking trade in his, like, Kareem to the like, forget all, like, I don't care about none of that.
That's the most shocking trade.
Yeah, bro. In any sport ever, I have never felt like that in my lifetime. We're like, we just talked about it. Like, people don't get traded, like, players don't get traded in their prime, or at least without some sort of like notice. Like AD got traded in his prime, but like it was a whole fucking season long thing. It was just the middle of the night. Nobody knew about it. We just beat the shit out the Knicks, and then it's Luka Doncic, Laker. Like it was unreal, Justice. So how did you? What was your first reaction? How did you find out? What were you thinking?
I was in the middle of a Marvel Rivals game. Second round had just started. I got the notification.
Who were you using? Who were you using?
So I was playing on my Smurf account, you know, because sometimes it's not. Sometimes you don't want to just go play Grandmaster. You feel me? Sometimes you just want to play in a bronze lobby and just enjoy yourself. So I was playing Loki just for something different.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the sound of a sweat.
I'm tough. I'm a one-trick pony, though, brother. Cloak and dagger is about where I draw the line. So, so I'm sitting there in the spawn room chilling. I see the notification pop up on my phone. I say it out loud to the two guys who are, and both of them like know about the NBA and like they can keep up with it like somewhat, but they're not like watching an NBA game. And so I look at my shit and I say it out loud. I'm like, hey, supposedly Luka's a Laker. And they were like, get the fuck out of here. And I was like, nah, you're gonna have to give me a minute. I'm gonna be sitting right here if you're looking for me type shit. Yeah. So I go, I see it's just Shams. Immediately I believe he gets hacked, as everybody else on the planet did. And then I'm in a group message with a bunch of guys I play a fantasy basketball league with, and they're all like 45 plus. Like I randomly got asked to be in this. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, bro. It's like a 9-cat roto league, and they're all texting about it. And of course, me being the 27-year-old who thinks I'm smarter than them, I'm like, yeah, this is no way. This is real, guys. So you all just felt
you're getting scammed.
Yeah, you idiots. Yeah. And then Chris Haynes tweeted it, and that's when shit was over for me.
Yeah.
And then I lost my mind, and I called you.
Yeah.
And then I tried to think of who else I could call after we got off the phone. My buddy Isaac Harris writes for the Mavericks and does a
Mhm.
podcast. He's the Locked On Mavs host. You met Isaac.
Yeah.
So I was just like, no, you didn't meet Isaac. He came on 33 Rings.
Oh no, I didn't meet Isaac. No, I thought you
yeah.
were talking about Noah. My fault.
No, not Noah. So this is Isaac. And I texted Isaac and I was like, man, so sorry. And he responded and said, not talking to you or any other Laker fans. And I said, okay. And he didn't respond. So that's how I found out. I've been shitting myself ever since. Literally have had diarrhea for a week almost now.
Absolutely.
So I forgot to mention in my story real quick. So
yeah.
when I go to bed, like not early, but like 9:30 ish. But I have to wake up so early that I gotta force myself to go to sleep. So I take melatonin just about every night. So as I'm going to sleep, the Lakers game is on. So imagine the state I'm waking up in. It's like euphoria. Like I just had one of the greatest nights of sleep, and the last thing I see is Lakers, and the first thing I see when I wake up is Lakers.
Yeah, you see Lakers like, belt to ass, and you see Lakers Luka Doncic.
Oh, it was LeBron who had the triple double. That's what it was. So I see Bam game winner. I'm like, LeBron triple double. I'm like, oh, this might be real life. Luka, I'm like, nah, what is going on? I start rubbing my eyes. I'm like, ain't no way, bro.
So I mean, I just would like, what do we think about it? Justice, Jalaal, whoever wants to talk to me, how do you feel from the? I guess we can start with the Mavs side. Like, what do you think for the Mavs? The point behind this was.
I'll start.
Yeah, go ahead. I can't quit smiling.
Yo, Nico Harrison. The fuck is you doing, dog? Like, no, like let's be for real, bro. What the fuck is he doing? And it's a load of horseshit because I remember like all these reports coming out. Luka's almost the same size as Zion, 270. And he's 270, and they don't trust that he has the work ethic or the motor to play defense and da 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 da.
Wait, can I pitch in real quick? As a person who has been 270 at 6'2", I can tell you that he might probably be 270.
He could be 270, but he's 270 putting up 35.
Yeah, I could give a shit how much he weighs, but people on Twitter be like, where's the 270? I don't see 270. I'm like, yeah, people carry weight differently, bro. Luka's a big old boy and he's 6'9". Like, 270 is not a stretch for him.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I digress. Go ahead.
Yeah, because everybody thinks everyone's Kevin Durant and you got to be 7 feet 250. Like, no, that's not it. But like, what pissed me off was all the reports coming out, like how they don't trust his conditioning and they don't think he takes like certain things seriously. Bro, you just went to the finals. Unfortunately, you ran into a buzzsaw named the Boston Celtics. Nobody was beating the Celtics.
No.
On top of that, if Luka dribbled up the court, drinking a beer and smoking a cig, I'd still trade for him.
Yep.
You can do whatever you want, sir. That's 38-8.
9-9, actually. 33. 9-9.
Well, in the final specifically, I think he averaged 28, 29, 9-6, something like that. But like, he can be fat and on drugs. Give me Luka Doncic, bro. I don't care. He's a top 5 player in the NBA. And the reason was like, oh, we want to be a more two-way centric team.
Defense wins championships.
Defense wins championships. You know what else wins you championships? Superstars, generational talents. And you just shipped him away for Anthony Davis and a bag of chips.
Whoa.
Yeah, Max Christie. That's chill on my demon.
Max Christie is nice.
My bad. He's spicy nacho Doritos instead of the regular ones. My bad.
He's nice, bro. He's nice.
Anyway, my last point.
Yeah. Okay.
I do think the Mavs still have a solid team.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is still top defender in the league. Took a step down, but he's still elite. Kyrie's a wizard on offense, and I think he'll help AD just get easier shots with all the attention drawn to him. I like the pickup they made. Kind of, sort of, Caleb Martin. I don't know why they had to give up Quentin Grimes.
That brother's not even playing for 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's still injured. I'm not sure why they felt like they had to move Quentin Grimes.
No, they didn't know. They didn't know he was hurt.
Oh, they didn't know he was hurt?
and then they got the injury report, and they could have reversed it, but they decided, nah, we'll leave.
Oh yeah,
it
I did see that.
because we think he's gonna be fine. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, but this definitely cuts your window down from 10 years to 4. And I'm being generous. Yeah, I'm being generous. Maybe 2.
I mean, Kyrie could retire tomorrow, bro. What are we talking about?
Kyrie could leave.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm literally he could literally just be like, I don't want to play basketball anymore. I'm going to go join my tribe and do some tribe shit.
Exactly. And I don't even think the Mavs have a good enough team to make the finals anyway. So what star do you think is coming in to propel this team to I thought maybe if they got Jimmy Butler, I'd be like, you know what? That's pretty good. Jimmy, AD, and Kyrie, that's pretty damn good. But your third option is Klay Thompson and Spencer Dinwiddie. Sorry, that was disingenuous. PJ Washington, I guess.
There we go. Yes, sir.
But I don't think PJ is gonna start. That's the thing.
I don't care. Go Cats.
And I didn't see anything about them having any contract disputes about an extension. They were planning on giving Luka a supermax.
Apparently they didn't trust giving him a supermax because of
they
the
didn't want to.
But yeah, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
I don't care. Okay, so I do think the Mavs are really good still. They've been playing really well without Luka. So there's something to be said for that. But there's nothing you can do to justify trading Luka. There's no way you can twist it, turn it. I mean, just looking at Jason Kidd during that presser, just staring off into the distance, bro. I feel so bad for Klay, who picked Dallas over us because he wanted to play with Luka, and now Luka's on the Lakers.
Hey.
But and when it comes to Nico, I think it's such a short-sighted, and it's not even short-sighted because Luka's the best player in the deal. So it's I don't even know how to logically say Nico had this train of thought. We want to play some defense type shit. No,
how did you not field offers? Why is this a secrecy plan?
That's the crazy thing.
What is going on?
That's the crazy. And
you didn't call anyone yo, all right, we want to get rid of Luka.
I think ownership knew, bro. I truly don't think their ownership knew. They'd have been nah.
Bro, him and Rob Pelinka went to coffee, and he was like, "Yo, you think would you know how we talk about fantasy trades? Yeah,
would you ever?
Yo, what would you say if I gave you Luka for AD and Max?" And
I'd shit myself, actually. Yeah.
And then it became real, and apparently he had said to Rob, yo, I want Connect, I want the 2031 first, I want the swaps. And Rob was like, no, because if you want all that, cool, but let us talk to Luka so that he'll resign. We know he'll resign. And Nico was like, I would rather keep it secret than get the 2031 first, which is crazy.
Yeah, I don't want my league mates to find out and slander me in the chat. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
this is your job. What are you talking about?
Speaking of Cole, just pulled off a fleece in our fantasy basketball league. But
I saw it, but I didn't look. But yeah, for me, I don't even really know the thought process behind it. If it's okay, cool, defense wins championships, I understand that, and Anthony Davis, one of the best defenders of the generation, I totally get that. But you also need to have a difference maker, I would say most teams that win the championship have a real superstar difference making guy, and AD and Kyrie have both won a chip before, both with LeBron, who is the difference maker. So now you're banking on one of them being that guy for you when neither of them ever have. And so
I mean,
hold on.
No, he brings up a great point though, because if you actually think back to all the past 25 years, every single team has that guy that no one else can have.
Yeah,
it's usually LeBron or KD or Steph or Tim Duncan or Kobe or Shaq.
Yeah, but Najee thought AD was the best Laker, though.
I mean, I do think he was the best Laker. I don't think that he's a playoff difference maker though. Like I don't want to say that. He is a difference maker, but like you know what I'm saying? Like there's a different tier of guy you have to be. And I don't think AD is that guy. That's why for the last 20 years we've seen like the same 5 guys, all you know, Kobe, Duncan, Steph, LeBron, KD. Like it's really hasn't been that many people. You cycle people in and out, but it's like those same kind of guys go. And like I believe Luka is that difference maker. I don't know when you get in a playoff series, if Kyrie can't create for himself, who else on that Mavs team do you trust to give the ball and be like, make something happen? Because like we've spent 6 years knowing that AD can't do that. And you're gonna trust PJ Washington to do that. You're gonna trust who, you know, like it just doesn't really. Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively, and like it's a good team all put together. But at the end of the day, like when you need that guy to go win you a series, I don't think the Mavs have that.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
They don't. But
I think they're very similar to the Clippers. Not now, like if the Clippers, when they had all 3, James Harden, Kawhi, Paul George, without Kawhi.
Yeah.
Like when they had James Harden and Paul George basically trying to carry the team to a W, basically last season. Kyrie can be a closer, but I think he's more inconsistent in the postseason than people want to acknowledge.
I agree with that.
Even though he's very efficient in the regular season, I think, and I feel like I've said this before, like the shots that he lives on are so tough, and he's a magician with the basketball, but like at some point when things get tight and they get tougher, like those shots are just not going to fall all the time.
Yeah, and I also think you're banking on like everything damn near going perfect. Like
you need Klay Thompson to be 2016. Klay Thompson.
Yeah. Like defense wins chips. God forbid AD misses time, you're cooked. God forbid Kyrie misses time, you're cooked. And like you can say that's the case for every team, but like it is different for you because you traded a 25-year-old superstar in his prime. So like if this doesn't go right, you are ruined. Like,
but it's not going to go right. Like there's no like nobody's put. I mean, I'm sure somebody has somewhere along the way, but nobody's putting like real money on the Mavs to go win a chip. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, when I went to work that day, of course it was like 5 o'clock in the morning. Somebody's like, the Mavs won that trade, right? I'm like, bro, if you don't shut the hell up,
Mavs will never have won that trade.
I'm sitting here tossing ski bags on the belt. You talk about the Mavs won. The Mavs got the better deal. Are you stupid?
No. And like not opening it up and like fielding offers is actually insane.
That's the worst mistake.
Like
I want to know what they would have got. Like I
was about to ask you, do y'all think Anthony Davis is the best player they could have gotten for Luka?
Yeah. I do.
Probably.
I was thinking about it. I've been thinking about this Sunday. I think if you go down the list and you go through like Shea, Jokic, Tatum, Giannis.
Supposedly they were interested in Giannis, right?
I think they offered for 2 people, Giannis and AD.
They did call about Giannis.
Yeah.
I think they offered for. No, they didn't offer for Shea.
No, it was Giannis and AD.
So okay. I mean, you're not getting Giannis.
Nah, you just can't get Giannis.
You just can't. It's not even that like maybe Giannis is more valuable at this point. It's just if you're the Bucks, you just can't do that.
And so like if we ask like is AD the best player, I think we can all agree AD is like top 10, top 12, whatever it may be. If we just go through that, like you're not getting Jokic, you're not getting Giannis, you're not getting Shea, you're not getting Luka.
Tatum.
So you have one of them, so you're trading them away. Yeah. You're not getting Tatum, you're not getting Wemby. Maybe you get KD. I'm sure you definitely get KD.
You can get if you can get AD, you can get KD.
You could definitely get KD, but KD's 36, and I don't think that you're not.
You could probably get Steph.
I don't know that they would do Steph. I think the Warriors.
I don't know if Golden State would do it.
Yeah, I don't think Golden State would do it. I don't think they do it.
I know you would, but
maybe you don't get Ant, and then I think everyone else after that.
I think you could get Ant. I think you could get Ant.
You think the Timberwolves give up Ant for Luka?
Yeah. I'd cut it off at like wherever AD is at under AD. Bro, you wouldn't trade Ant for Luka?
I'm saying I would. I don't know if the Wolves.
They just traded Cat for Julius Randle.
Yeah, but like Ant is everything. Yeah,
that's
like
point stated right there, bro.
yeah. Honestly, yeah, you got me. Fuck it.
Yeah,
They probably would.
And that's no offense to Ant, bro, which I'm not really like
Yeah.
as high on Ant as everybody else is. Like the Jordan stuff was always crazy to me, but just
He
in
just
general,
looks like Jordan. He don't play like Jordan at all.
yeah, just it's all he's athletic, cool, but like, I mean, Ant's phenomenal, bro, but like he's been prematurely put into conversations that he doesn't belong in my opinion. But anyways, so no, I think Ant you could get for sure.
That's fair. I think
at least
that's
I
probably
would.
the line. That's probably the line. And like I do think in like you can talk about it in two ways. Like they should have opened it up, but I also do think like it's people are talking like it's a bag of chips. I don't think it's a bag of chips. Like if everyone's sold on the first because they only got one first, but like okay, if they would have got 7 firsts, cool. You got Anthony Davis. AD's probably worth 4 firsts alone. Max is probably worth another first. So that's really 6 firsts. Come on, brother. Max is worth the first.
You're doing there was a Mavs fan on TikTok who was like, literally the people who follow him were like, you've literally gone through like all 5 stages of denial right now. And the 4th one, he was like, you know what? The trade actually makes sense. Because if you think about it, AD is worth 3 firsts on the safe side. And he was like, and Max Christie was a first. And he was like, and we got a first. He was like, so technically we have at minimum. Yeah. He was like, at minimum, we have 5 firsts. I was like, yeah, no.
So I think Anthony Davis realistically is worth probably a player in the first. Like I don't think you can player in 2 firsts. I mean, a player in 2 firsts. Like a good player in 2 firsts.
Okay.
Like a good player. Like you got to give me like an example there. Like,
Mikal Bridges went for 5, brother. Come on.
The market has been killed, brother.
I mean,
we watch Rudy Gobert get traded for like 5.
Exactly. So I think people would be like, "Hey,
but he's not. But that's not his value, though. But that's not his value.
People were willing to give up 5 firsts 7 months ago for Mikal Bridges. I am certain you could get at least 4 for AD.
I think you could at least get 4, but you got 1 for Luka, so I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like we don't even know what the market is at this point. But the reality is, these guys just aren't that good at their jobs. But we can move on to the Lakers side. I'm tired of talking about bums. So
yeah, I mean, as a Laker fan,
I go crazy.
Justice. Yeah, like for me, it's very, very simple. Like, I don't give a fuck who they called and asked for. When he said Luka Doncic, like Lakers get Luka Doncic, deal. Like, there's really no one on the roster that I would have been like, you know, like even if I'm gonna be so dead ass. If he would have said LeBron instead of AD, yo, it was nice knowing you, GOAT. Like I'm moving. Luka,
not gonna lie, they might be better off that way.
I mean, yeah, you got 30 and 25. So yeah, but like there's no one I wouldn't have moved him for. And like this is just there's no way that I can rationalize this to not feel good. Like there's no possible way. And shout out to Jalen Hood-Schifino. We got him the fuck up out of here too. Created a roster spot. It was all good things. And so, like, if I'm the Mavs and I'm like, okay, we don't believe in what Luka Doncic has showed us so far. And you look at what it is Luka has showed you so far, right? So he's 25. Like, he has 5 at 25 years old. He's number 2 all time in playoff points per game. It's Michael Jordan, Luka Doncic. He and Michael Jordan are the only 2 players in the playoffs throughout their career to average 30 points or more. Crazy. Granted, Luka's only played in like 50 playoff games, but like still insane. He's number 3 all-time regular season points per game. Michael Jordan, Wilt, Luka. Like this is in 6 full seasons. Well, 5 seasons. This is his 6th year. Number 6 all-time in playoff triple-doubles, number 7th all-time in all-time triple-doubles. He has 5 All-NBA first teams in 6 seasons. That's tied for 8th most all-time. In 6 seasons, he has the same amount of All-NBA first teams as Charles Barkley, George Gervin, and Julius Erving had their entire careers. More than Steph, Chris Paul, Dirk, KG, Anthony Davis, Bill Russell, Allen Iverson, more than all of them. In 6 seasons. And so if I'm the Mavs, I don't know how I look at that. And I'm like, we don't believe in you. Like this, he's on pace. He might retire today and be a Hall of Famer. Like he's on pace to be legit one of the greatest players to touch a basketball at 25. And you said, because he's 270 pounds, we want Anthony Davis. Like that's kind of crazy to me. But Justice, how do you feel about it?
Okay, so I really thought that this was just going to be you know what? Let's just secure our future ordeal. I didn't give a shit what happened for the rest of the season. Yeah, I was going to enjoy watching Luka play basketball in a Laker uniform. White people still look really ugly in Laker uniforms, but anyways, this besides.
I think he looks fire in the Laker uniform. I'm not gonna lie.
Great, I'm glad you think that. I just think there's something about that pink undertone to our skin that don't look right with that yellow.
Reeves? You don't think Austin Reeves looks
goofy?
Austin Reeves looks terrible. Yeah.
Austin Reeves look goofy. Luka just got aura. So
Luka got more aura.
Yeah. So he got tubby aura. So so I really wasn't worried about this season. I didn't care what was going to happen the rest of the way. Luka was a Laker. You know, LeBron gets off the books. You go find whoever you need to go find to play with Luka. Maybe it takes you 2 years. And cool. Then we move. Well, then we traded for Mark Williams. And granted, he doesn't play a lot of basketball.
But when
he does play basketball, dude. So now I'm back in on this season. And I keep seeing this Luka's done more with less. And I agree with that. He's never played with anybody as good as LeBron James.
I don't think has LeBron never played with anybody as good as Luka.
No. Maybe his first year with D Wade when D Wade was still playing Batman, but even then,
that's my boy with you, but bro,
D Wade's my favorite player ever.
D Wade, me too. So I'm telling you, it's a conversation for sure, but I think Luka might have it, bro.
I don't know. D Wade was
D Wade was averaging like 27, 28 that first year, but I just feel like Luka's in his dead center of his prime. Like
I think D Wade was coming off being the best player in the NBA for a season. I think 2009 D Wade is the best player in the NBA. But anyways, so just my opinion. He fresh off of being. Anyways, so he's never played anybody as good as LeBron. Reeves is perfect for both of them. The people who question the LeBron and Luka fit are interesting to me. Because you obviously don't watch basketball and you don't watch Laker basketball. Austin is our point guard. He does have the ball in his hands more. LeBron shoots plus 40% on catch and shoot threes. LeBron's one of the best off-ball cutters in NBA history. Put that on display with D Wade and Kyrie all the time. And LeBron's smart enough, and that's what Ty Lue was saying. Like LeBron's smart enough to make it work with whoever. And I agree with that. So I think for the first time in his career, LeBron's not going to be the closer on one of his teams. No offense to Kyrie. LeBron was the closer of those teams, regardless of what you think of that couple shots he hit while in his time in Cleveland. But, LeBron gets a legit 30-point per game guy who can handle the playmaking, along with Austin, who can handle the playmaking. They've got some defenders around him. Vando's elite defensively. DFS can really defend. And then you get Mark Williams because Jackson Hayes is ass, but Mark Williams is not. And there's a guy who posted all his percentiles earlier today and some of his advanced metrics, and he's disgusting. And
he's really good.
Yeah, and as a LaMelo guy, I do watch the Hornets, so I'm excited. I was excited immediately. I texted Naj, and I was like, "Shit, if we get Mark Williams, I might be in."
I called it. I mean, me personally,
you did. You did.
I tweeted
that trade you cooked up was fire.
I mean, it wasn't fire because I didn't think we'd have to give up Dalton, but like we always trade for guys who we aren't rumored to get, and everyone's like Rob Williams and Nicholas Claxton and Day'Ron Sharp. Like we never.
I had zero interest in Rob Williams, by the way. I just want to say
I was rocking with the Rob Williams. I was rocking. If we only had to give up,
he catches one lob, he's holding his calf as soon as he's done.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I mean, so does Mark Williams. So, but like I was really in for Clax. I would have loved to have Clax. But so my all around thought is, damn, what a great time to be a Laker fan. And like to like watch your team literally in my lifetime go from Shaq and Kobe Powell, and then LeBron, Well, we had the Lonzo Brandon Ingram thing, but then we get LeBron, and then we've got LeBron and AD, and then we've got LeBron and Luka, and then we'll have Luka and whoever the shit wants to come to Los Angeles and play with him. I think it's the second greatest moment of my life as a Laker fan. Well, third behind the championships that all amount to like one, and then LeBron signing, I think, is like the biggest deal ever. He literally revitalized the Laker franchise by himself. So
I can relate. He did the same thing for my franchise.
Yeah, I know, it's insane. It's insane. He just keeps doing it. Then he went back and did it for Cleveland. He was like, you know what? Shit, let me pull y'all out the mud real quick. So it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, I think.
Yeah.
So
Jalaal, I want to hear your thoughts, but like just real quick, like 2 seasons ago, bro, we had Russell Westbrook, Kendrick Nunn.
Remember when I tried to justify Westbrook? I tried really hard.
I was hyped at first. Well, I wasn't hyped because
I think you talked me into it, you fucker.
Yeah, well, in my mind, I was like, they can stagger their minutes. Westbrook was coming off of like his career year in Washington, kind of revitalized himself.
They can run DHOs downhill.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I just watched Westbrook shoot bank shots from the elbow. They hit the top of the backboard. So, anyways, but maybe LeBron can't make it work with anybody.
It's crazy because he's making it work with Jokic.
Jokic is perfect for him, though.
Yeah.
We've come such a long way, but Jalaal, what were your thoughts, or Lakers wise, for us getting Luka Doncic?
I mean, any chance to get Luka, you go get Luka. Like I don't blame them for pressing accept until the phone stopped glitching. Yeah. I think it's gonna be phenomenal to watch LeBron and Luka play together. I think just from a generational standpoint, like watching two guys that are some of the best players of their generation play with each other, like that's stuff you do in 2K on your fantasy draft. The way I think of it is like if the Bulls in 1997 call up the Lakers and are like, yo, we'll give you Scottie Pippen, Bill Winnington and a first for Kobe Bryant. And it's like
Lakers might have done it then, by the way.
Probably, because they took him 13th or they traded for him and he was like number 13. But it's I can't even fathom, like it's gonna be insane, like just to watch. And I think the Lakers have a really good squad, but obviously you need to see it. I want to see how they play together before, like they might need some time to gel, and maybe next year they'll be even better. I'd love to see how Luka improves, because I think he will get better playing with LeBron, just IQ wise, learning more things, getting in better shape. I like Austin Reeves in the role that he's playing as the third option and the guy that nobody takes seriously offensively till he has 25 on your head top. Yeah. And I think even though the Mark Williams trade was risky, it was worth the risk because his upside is too high to pass on. He was a monster at Duke, legit 7 feet, can block shots. His defense is questionable, but I think that had to do with the fact that he's playing for a lottery team.
I think his motor's questionable. Yeah.
I think, but you play for a lottery team your first 2-3 years of your career. I think when you got somebody driving past,
has no
interest in winning basketball games, bro.
No interest in winning.
Let's see how many impossible shots LaMelo can hit.
If I'm looking out at the perimeter and I see, oh shit, LaMelo just got blown by for the 8th time in 3.
No, we're not. Nope. I'm not taking part in this conversation.
I'm not being like, fuck it, let me try and block a shot. I'm like, hey, if we're not playing defense, we're not playing defense.
Nope. But I do want to clarify that a great shot blocker does not mean that someone's a great defender. I do want to see if I've learned that from Hassan Whiteside, clear as day. I think he has the upside to be a solid rim protector and consistent defender. I just need to see it in terms of how hard he will try to be an impactful defender. Like you could block a shot every once in a while and the crowd goes crazy and LeBron dribbles up the court and slams it. Hooray. But can you be a difference maker? Because I think if he can be like if him and Vando can be on the floor at the same time and kind of lock down the paint, essentially, that's scary, bro. Like, because I already feel like even though LeBron's not the defender he once was, obviously, he can still defend. Like he's not a minus defender. The only minus defender, well, you got two and they're both white, unfortunately.
LeBron is a minus defender, by the way, just because he doesn't try anymore.
When he tries,
he's not a minus defender. But
that was my point. When he tries, he's not. I think Luka, he's good in the passing lanes, but on ball he's just slow footed. Like there's not much you can do. And Austin's just small in terms of wingspan and sometimes strength and positioning, and it's just
skin tone.
It might because I this is literally the same thing I say about Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero. So
it is just
it might just
starting to add up.
Yeah,
but I give the Lakers. Obviously, I give the Lakers an A+. I give the Mavs a B-. I think they were too nearsighted in their view of the trade, and it kind of ruined their future. But
I don't know how you get a B- for just absolutely destroying your franchise for the next
C+
10 years.
I give them a B- because they still got a good player and they'll still be competitive for the next couple of years. But like for now, I'm saying, but for like the totality, I'd give them a D.
LeBron's a free agent after this year.
He has a player option.
Yeah, I think he has a player option.
And then
he'd
be set for 2026.
He likes to sign the 1+1 joints and you know.
So what are you gonna do when he declines and is like, you know what? I do want to play with AD, and they got Kyrie over there, and I've tried that before, so I'm gonna go to Dallas to end my career.
Man, I'm gonna go to Dallas on the vet man.
LeBron would never take a vet man. That's what's crazy.
I don't think he would either. I don't think he would either. Hey, he did offer to take a pay cut though.
He did. If we could have got a nice player, we just didn't until now. I think the Mark Williams thing, I'm cool with the Mark Williams thing. I know some people were like, oh, we gave up too much because it's like, oh, we gave up Dalton, Cam Reddish, the 2030 first unprotected, and the 2030 swap. And it's like, all right, listen, we have a lot of wings. Dalton wasn't in the rotation. I like Dalton too. Mark Williams is younger than Dalton. So like if we count. Yeah, like at a position of need. So I would rather have that. The 2031 first, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't care. I'm gonna be honest. Like if I have Luka Doncic in 2031, 6 years from now, who cares? I remember when we traded for Anthony Davis, people were like, they gave up so much. The Lonzo and Ingram and Harden, the picks, and we won a chip, and nobody cares. So if I would like to say we're going to win a chip even. And hey, when 2031 gets here, we'll figure it out. You know, like we've got Luka and Mark Williams and all these players for the next however many years.
And there's not a single player left on the Pelicans from that deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And people were like, oh my God, like who's going to guard Jokic? Like, okay, like Jokic is going to put up 40, 19, and 20. And it's like, hey, I hate to break it to you guys, but he was going to do that anyway. Like, I don't know if you watched the Lakers Nuggets series, but like AD is no match regardless. So like,
I will say AD dropping 40 and 20 on Mark Williams before he becomes a Laker is hilarious.
Great. And like, I've never thought about like what, like the things I was thinking about when it happened was like, damn, we're gonna have to play the Mavs, and like LeBron's gonna have to drive against AD, and like I've just never thought about like what that looks like. Like LeBron and one on AD does like that's crazy, like that's insane to think about.
But he won't do it, bro. He won't.
Do they play in Dallas when they play each other next?
Yeah.
No, they play in LA. They play in LA.
They play in Dallas.
They've already played in Dallas.
They don't play in Dallas till April because Ant was
we
like,
play them three more times, right?
I think so. The next game is like February 26th or something.
Luka's return. I need that game.
Yeah, I want to know if they're gonna. I want to know if they're gonna boo AD just in part of you were a part of the Luka trade.
That's true. I feel bad for him because it's like you can never be who they want you to be.
Nah.
You know?
Nah, not in that racist ass state either, bro. Like they had a great.
Oh, you're
white
saying well the Mavericks fans boo AD.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
won't
yeah,
boo
they
AD. No way. He gonna get his nice little homecoming video package, and we
Is he
gonna
wearing number
call it a
3?
day.
Is he wearing number
Ye-
3 there?
Yeah.
Yeah, number 3, Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Oh.
Boo!
Yo, the signs, the first home game
bro.
where AD played, the signs are gonna be nuts, bro. Send
Yeah.
Nico to the gulag.
Them putting all those signs outside the arena. Imagine like AD's like pulling
Bro,
up.
they had a funeral casket
Bro.
at the arena. They were pouring out liquor for Luka. Like,
If
They're
yo,
never
AD,
gonna-
if AD has one of his like, so he's supposed to play Saturday too. If he has one of his like 18 points, 10 rebounds games, it's over. It's over.
Oh,
And they lose,
and goes to the locker room because he got poked in the eye. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, like if they get the full AD package all in one game, it's tough.
Yeah, it's not gonna be fun for him, bro. I do feel bad for him because he's never gonna be appreciated by them. And
no.
yeah.
as a Laker
Unless
guy,
they make a little Cinderella run, like get to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Western Conference.
If they
Finals
win the
or
chip,
Yeah.
he'll be there.
No, I'm not talking about. They're not winning the chip. They get to the Western Conference Finals. I think nobody's beating OKC, bro.
no, nobody's beating OKC.
Bro,
Nobody's beating
Bro, a
OKC.
series, a Dallas Lakers series would be cinema, bro. That would be
Right now, I think it's
electric,
lined up
bro.
to be like a first round series out the play-in.
Bro, that
As
would be
of today.
insane. LeBron versus AD, LeBron, Kyrie, Luka revenge, AD revenge. Like it's just so many storylines that shit would go crazy. But
You're
we
right.
should-
Nobody's beating OKC.
Yeah,
So,
we still got like 5 trades to go through.
and they got Chet. So yeah, GG's. Yeah, we got 5 trades to go through. We've done our Lakers spiel. We could go to the next best team that traded someone this trade deadline. The Cavs. Cavs get DeAndre Hunter. Hawks get Karis LeVert, Georges Niang, 2 swaps and 3 seconds. So they basically traded Karis LeVert and Georges Niang, some picks 2 years from now and some seconds for DeAndre Hunter, who automatically becomes their starting small forward. And they are pretty loaded. But what do you guys think about the DeAndre Hunter Cavs trade?
I thought that if they played the Celtics in a series, they would lose in 5. Like 100%, honestly. Like just, I actually think that the DeAndre Hunter thing makes it a series. Like I
Yeah.
don't know that I would pick them in a series against Boston, but if it went 7, I wouldn't be shocked. And that's not like, oh, DeAndre Hunter buys you 2 games. You know when we used to talk about Trae Young, like Trae Young gets you a game. Yeah. Might be wrong.
LeBron got swept.
Yeah. But I think that he's exactly what they needed, bro. I mean, and for them to be already firing on all cylinders the way they are, and to have the guard play they have to go into a series, and the defensive end, what they can do with their bigs, and how amazing Mobley is on that side. Wemby is the best defender in the NBA, and it's like not substantially close. But Mobley's like really, 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 really damn good. And Jared Allen is really damn good. So I think it was perfect. I think it was exactly what they needed. They didn't pay anything that mattered for it. So I'm just not a big Karis LeVert guy either. So
Yeah, Jalal, how'd you feel about it?
I love the move. You could not survive the Eastern Conference. Well, the top of the Eastern Conference with Max Strus or Isaac Okoro being your starting small forward. The Heat tried that and pulled off a miracle, but that's because Jimmy Butler was playing like Michael Jordan. But besides that, I think he gives them more flexibility defensively. He's a great creator off the catch, like maybe not an ISO, but just a catch and go guy. He's really good at that. Above average shooter, can finish at the rim. And they're probably not going to ask him to do much. Maybe guard the best wing and hit the shots that are open. Because Garland is a great facilitator. Donovan Mitchell is the focus of that offense. And on defense, he can play well off of Mobley. Like I feel like him and Mobley could switch quite a lot to where they can give teams they can give the Knicks real problems.
Yeah,
I agree.
I
They
think
match up with the Knicks almost perfectly.
And I think for me, like I was kind of like someone's got to beat the Celtics 4 times for me to believe that they can be beat 4 times. So like that's kind of how I am for it. Like I think that they're coming out of the East until someone shows me they're not. So they're clearly like my number one team. But for me, it was a toss up between the Knicks and the Cavs. And I think this move, especially since the Knicks did nothing, like their bench is horrible. Like they have campaign and that is it.
You don't like Miles McBride, bro?
Miles McBride, Deuce is
Precious
cool.
Achua.
Deuce is cool, but like their bench units are some of the worst in the NBA. And so like for the Cavs to get stronger, I already think they were like neck and neck with the Knicks. For the Cavs to just get stronger and not really send out super crazy assets, like for the most part, Karras played a decent little role for them, but like not anything that they can't make up. And so I think the Cavs are easily the second best team in the East, and I think that it would be a competitive series if they played the Celtics. I'd still probably take the Celtics, just because like I've seen them do it before. But and like I can just see a Donovan. Like I've just been so used to Donovan Mitchell playoff chokes, not chokes, but like his teams just do this all the time, and then we get to the playoffs and it's like, damn, they lost in 6. So like I would like to see it happen. But I think they're the second best team. I think easily, yeah. I would take I already think they're better than the Knicks, so doing something to compound on that, I'd say they're easily second best team.
I really like the Knicks, bro. So
I like the Knicks too.
I think they match up well.
I think I'm worried about the Knicks running out of gas like they did last year.
Right.
That's my only concern. It's been my concern since Tibbs has been their coach.
He
literally runs everybody into the ground, and he hasn't learned from the Derrick Rose days. He does the exact same thing.
Good thing for him, Jalen Brunson doesn't jump very high. So
yeah, but the thing about the Knicks is if they lose one of their starters, they're cooked. Like,
oh, absolutely.
You lose Josh Hart, you're fried. You lose OG, you're fried. McHale, fried. Cat, fried. Cat looks like he's already running out of some gas.
He is
like he started off the season so well, and now he's definitely taking a step down. And Brunson started off slow, and I guess he finally picked it up. But yeah, I'm worried about their health for sure, especially coming off last year where everybody got hurt.
Yeah.
Overall, I say it's a good deal for the Cavs. Since we kind of mentioned it, we might as well talk Jimmy Butler. So it was a 3-teamer. Warriors got Jimmy Butler. This is your team, so talk to me. You finally got this man off your team. Heat get Andrew Wiggins, PJ Tucker, who you flipped for Davion Mitchell, Kyle Anderson.
That's crazy.
That was nuts. I wanted Davion Mitchell on Lakers. 2025 Warriors top 10 protected, which I don't know if that's going to convey or not. And then the Jazz got KJ Martin and Josh Richardson, and I think they're waiving Josh Richardson. So basically Jimmy Butler for Andrew Wiggins, Davion Mitchell, Kyle Anderson, and a first.
That's how you take care of fucking business. I mean, for a guy who for 2 months gave your front office hell.
Yeah.
Made the locker room a mess. Threw your coach under the bus, which is crazy. To throw Spo under the bus is nuts. To talk about your role in the offense when you're standing in a corner shooting one-legged threes, nuts. And then for you to kind of just not take accountability for the fact that you were not available when they need you to be available most of the time. Like, I get it. They didn't get him a start that he wanted. I got you, bro. But at the same time, you play like 55 games a year. And part of development of a team is establishing that chemistry in a regular season. And they were never able to really do that outside of his first year in Miami. And that's because they went to the bubble. Like, I feel like Jimmy wouldn't have played a whole season in 2019. I think that was the bubble helped them out. And, like they had a miracle run in 2022. And honestly, as a Heat fan, it's some of the greatest moments I'll ever get outside of championships. Like Jimmy was on another level. That whole run,
the Buck series was nuts.
The Buck series was nuts. Going up 3-0 against that Celtics team, nuts. Like beating the Knicks, even though like it wasn't an ugly series, but that Knicks team was decent. Eventually, I think the fans will give him his flowers. I don't know if he will ever have reconciliation with the front office because he honestly burnt every bridge. Like,
is his jersey get retired?
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Not a Pat Riley got anything to do with it.
After this, bro, I don't know. Like, it's like speaking from experience. Like, I remember when Shaq left, and Shaq it's the same thing. It was ugly. Him and Pat were at odds. They almost got into a fight in the locker room. Like they were about to scrap. And Antoine Walker had to separate them. And he left, and he obviously apologized before he retired, and they made up. And same thing with D Wade. Like when D Wade left, it was ugly, and he came back and he apologized, and he finished his career in Miami.
Pat Riley.
It's not Pat. This time it's not Pat.
The D Wade case.
The D Wade thing was Pat. The D Wade thing was Pat. The Shaq
Okay.
thing was not Pat. You can't blame Pat for LeBron. LeBron was always leaving.
I agree.
D Wade. I mean, Jimmy.
But I
Jimmy's
don't think
doing
him
Jimmy-
challenging LeBron helped. I think they might have had a chance. And he was like, stick it
What
through.
I think, no, what I think
Nah, bro.
actually happened, because like it's been 10 years. I think he already knew that LeBron was leaving, and I think he was trying to reach out to him like last minute effort, and he could never reach him because LeBron was doing something in Vegas or something like that.
Right.
And I mean, it pissed me off too if I was the president of a team and I can't reach my franchise player. Like, what the hell are you doing, bro? But back to the trade, I think like for it to start off as I'll play anywhere but Miami, for us to find options and be like, okay, go to Memphis. Nah, I'm not gonna sign an extension. Okay, cool. We go to Warriors. I'm not gonna sign an extension. I want to go to Phoenix. Okay, cool. Oh, guess what? Bradley Beal doesn't want to leave. You're fucked, buddy.
Why do you not? Why do you want to go to Phoenix, bro? I don't understand that.
Because I think
Beal thing is crazy. That they wanted to trade him. He was just like, nah, I don't want to go.
He's like, bro, if you think about it from a personal perspective, like your family lives, you've been living in Phoenix for 2 years, your family lives there, like you just relocated, and you're like,
no, I totally
No.
understand. I would also say the same thing.
oh, you're just
But
saying the
thinking
premise of him
the
is like, nah.
of them being like, yo, we don't want you on the team anymore. And him being like, hey, tough shit.
Sir,
I'm
I got
not-
this thing in my contract where that you traded for.
And- And my thing, like, it's I think Jimmy thought, like, if I go to Phoenix behind D Book and KD, I'll be the third option. But like, what it would have helped them. Like, they don't have any guys that operate in the same areas that Jimmy does. I think that's the problem with the Suns right now. They have 3 guys that all operate in the mid range.
But then
and
they tried to
three-point
ship KD to get him.
Okay, I was about to get to that.
That
So
was
once they
the-
realize, oh my God, we can't give up Bradley Beal. We got to trade KD to get Jimmy Butler. Huh? What are we doing, bro? Jimmy Butler is 35 years old. He's not Kevin Durant. And
yeah, like
then
if you're not winning with KD, you think, you know what? Jimmy is
Jimmy.
what we
you
need.
want Jimmy so bad that you're gonna give up KD. Yeah, I bet.
Which is even funnier.
but-
KD doesn't want to go to Golden State. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, I think he would have ended up in Miami.
They were going to trade him to Memphis, and he said
What?
no.
Yeah,
It's stick on Memphis.
I think
bro.
I think he asked Miami for a lot. Like they were like, Jimmy, Jovic, where, and Miami's like, no.
They had
You
a,
lost
they,
And first,
they
and
had a
pick swaps.
Grizzlies deal, and they asked KD, and KD said, I don't want to go there. And the Sun said, okay, we won't send you there.
Yeah, you know who else had a Grizzlies deal? And somebody said, I don't want to go there. Jimmy Butler. They had
I
a
don't
Grizzlies
get
deal.
that.
Within the 2, it was like within the first suspension, that first 2 weeks, 7 games, they had a deal done in a week. And Jimmy was like, yeah, but I'm not gonna sign an extension, so I don't want to go. So now,
Wait, why do
You're
people
down
not
to-
want to go to Memphis?
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they don't,
Especially
believe
when they're
in-
not trading any of Ja Bain,
Yeah,
Jaren Jackson.
Like, imagine KD with Ja Bain and Jaren Jackson, bro.
They'd be nice.
I thought Jimmy was the perfect fit.
And Edie.
for
They
that
might have had to
team.
give up Edie.
I think KD might have been the perfect fit.
Well, KD's
lie.
just can fit in anywhere, really.
yeah.
But, back to the trade for the Heat side. I think for as much as Jimmy's value went down from the start of the summer to now, you got the best package you could get. There were only really 2 teams interested: the Suns and the Warriors. The Suns were pretty tied up with Mr. Beal, so
Yeah.
getting Andrew Wiggins, who is still a good player. I think people probably overrated him a little bit from his
I did.
finals playoff.
I'd be
run
interested
from
to know if he's
2022.
the most traded first number 1 overall pick ever.
Kwame Brown.
Yeah, I would say it's Kwame Brown.
It's probably Kwame Brown.
Oh, yeah, good point. Good
Um,
point.
Wait, Jalaal, listen to this, bro. Sorry, I gotta interrupt you just for a second. So that trade goes through. I'm playing Marvel Rivals again, and my buddy Tate, who does care about the NBA but never watches. He's just like a social media follower of the NBA. He was like, "Man," he's like, "I don't know if Jimmy gives you much more than Andrew Wiggins does." I was like, "Do you watch fucking basketball ever?" Like I said, I'd almost guarantee you haven't watched Jimmy Butler play basketball since 2020. And he was like, "You're right." I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Let me go look at the numbers." I was like, "You're the problem right now, actually."
I also wanted to ask you, Jalaal, is Jimmy? So we're pretty firm on Jimmy Butler's not getting his jersey retired, but like, is he like a top 3 Heat all time? If you say LeBron, so then I feel like you gotta have a jersey.
I'm saying as things stand, he might be 4. He might be 4. But as things stand right now, the way this is going, like I don't think he'll get his flowers when he goes back. He probably get a little tribute video.
So who are the top 3 Heat?
What is D-Wade? Well, he's 4 because I'd put Shaq 3, honestly. Because honestly, without Shaq, they never win that first chip because, well, let me rephrase. When Shaq got there, he was the better player, and by the time D-Wade was ready to take off, like he just handed him. He kind of did what D-Wade did for LeBron when LeBron got there.
Yeah.
I
just
think
Bosh means more to Miami as a franchise than Jimmy does.
I just think Jimmy did more with less. Like I gotta give him that.
Yeah, I guess.
2 improbable finals runs.
Bosh
You're going toe to toe with LeBron. I got you, bro. Bosh is right behind Jimmy.
Okay, dude, that's a moment in Heat history, bro. Like that's like
the greatest. That's the greatest moment in Heat history.
NBA history, like
yeah, so like,
arguably the greatest shot of all time.
Yeah.
Like he might get a statue of him getting that rebound.
Yeah, and we could talk about what is with Chris Bosh because his career was cut so short. But
he was hooping. He was hooping right before then too.
He was.
Yeah.
Anyways. He was. Him and D-Wade together hooping. But I think Jimmy just did so much with so little. And to go to 2 finals, go toe-to-toe with literally some of the best players in the NBA, LeBron, Giannis, Tatum.
You ran into Bron and Jokic.
But when we ran into Jokic, we didn't do nothing. Yeah. we won a game because we hit like 23s. That's the only reason we won that game.
Nobody was beating them either, bro. Didn't matter.
Yeah, no. Another buzzsaw, but honestly, we shouldn't have been there.
Right? No,
that's the honest truth. Like,
okay, yeah,
no reason the Celtics should have been down 3-0 or 0-3. I get us beating Milwaukee. We just matched up well with Milwaukee,
and they pushed that 7, right?
They did. Yeah, we almost lost that series.
yeah.
But they flamed out in first of all, they should have lost game 6. Let's be honest.
They weren't healthy though either, were they?
That was that weird Derek White shit, right?
Yeah,
that was a Derek White game. They were healthy. I think
was it the Bucks who weren't healthy?
The Bucks were healthy. I think the Knicks
were
like
really,
a little banged up.
They were just mowing
for no reason.
Jimmy got hurt midway through the.
That's true.
The Josh Hart karate kicked him in his ankle. He was.
Why do I feel like it was like right after Middleton came back and like he just like wasn't Middleton?
No, you know what? Giannis missed 2 games of that first series.
That's what it was.
Yeah. But I would say like overall, I enjoyed the years that Jimmy gave us. I hate the way that he left.
That's what Jimmy does, buddy.
No, seriously.
Yeah, Golden State gonna feel the same way.
It stings. I think on the Heat side, you did the best you could. I would give them an A because the situation was so toxic. The front office literally said this is an untenable situation, which means he had to go. Like you could have gave him up for Marcus Smart and potato chips, and it would have been a B. Like, but for you to get Andrew Wiggins, who fits perfectly into the lineup, like he's a better shooter on higher volume than Jimmy. He's a better perimeter defender than Jimmy. He's not as good at finishing or off ball at Jimmy, but I think he fits perfectly. He's a 40% catch and shoot player. Shoots about 38% overall. I like what Davion Mitchell brings defensively, offensively. Hey, brother, do what you got to do. I got to watch Terry Rozier every night. So honestly, I've seen everything there is to see. The pick is what actually made me give it an A. That pick is going to be a lottery first, most likely. And if we don't get it this year or next year, we get it the year after that. So we're gonna get a pick eventually. And I think it's just they did what they had to do. For the Warriors, they were extremely desperate to bring in someone of need. They needed
They
a
saw
guy
that Luka
can-
trade and they started calling.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I think what turned the page is when we lowered our price. I don't know what we were asking for. Probably Kuminga.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they're even going to keep him past this year anyway. Like I think they'll probably sign and trade him next offseason because they just don't have the space for him anymore. Shout out
He
to
can play
CJ
though,
McCollum.
bro.
No, he's solid. I just don't think they have the space to keep him.
Yeah.
Like money wise.
Real quick, I
but-
just want to say, if I was Pat Riley, I'd have put a hit on Jimmy's head a long time ago, bro. I'm not kidding. I would have went and got one of them. Probably flying around wherever he wants to go. I would have got one of those Democratic diversity hires that Trump was talking about. I didn't fly the
This
plane.
guy's a sicko.
You're not going to sit here and embarrass me in the public for 2
Absolute
months.
But that's why they suspended him indefinitely. Because like for you to miss that flight and then show up to practice and get mad because you got benched because you missed the team flight and then you walk out on this, like he quit on the team. I think that's why it's so sour. Like you would think Jimmy would come in and try to prove everybody wrong and try to average 40. Like Kevin Garnett said it. He's like, I'd average 50. Yeah, exactly. I'd do the same thing. But for him to just like whine and moan and honestly still got what he wanted. Well, not exactly, but he got the money he wanted. I think that that extension is absolutely insane. Committing $60 million to Jimmy Butler.
Whoa.
That's exactly what he wanted. I think he's exactly what they need, but Steph Curry's 35, 36. Jimmy Butler's 35. He'll be 36 in the offseason. Draymond Green is Draymond Green. I mean, I think it's a good basketball fit. Like Steph Curry's the best floor spacer in the world. I have some concerns about their shooting overall, but just off IQ alone, like it's an upgrade over Andrew Wiggins. But I think Andrew Wiggins is an upgrade over the version of Jimmy Butler that the Heat were getting for the last 2 months. Yeah. Like Jimmy Butler was going out there and running the set, and then once the set was over, he just stand in the corner. So Andrew Wiggins is much better than that.
Yeah, I think for me, to keep it simple, I think it was a win-win, to be honest. Like Spo has made worse players better than Andrew Wiggins. So like he's gonna make it work. And for the whole Jimmy Butler thing, like he wanted to go. I think the situation, like you said, was just not working out, and the Warriors had to do something. Like they're right now, they're like the fucking 10 seed or something. They are currently the 11 seed. They're the 11th seed. They're like they have to do something. I think Jimmy Butler, Draymond is going to be quite the dynamic. But I'm excited to see it. Do I think this makes them any sort of contender? No. I think for them, at the end of the day, it's like we probably have 2 more years, good years out of Steph. Sure, Jimmy, we will give you 60 mil for these 2 years. Let's see what you, Steph, and Draymond can do in 2 years. And if nothing comes of it, Steph's probably off the books, Jimmy's off the books, Dre's gone, and we just started over. So I think they give it one good last honest try. I don't think they're better than the Mavs, the us, the Nuggets, the Grizzlies, the Thunder. I think there's a lot of teams better than the Warriors, but it's just kind of what had to be done. Justin, did you have any thoughts on this before we move to the next trade?
They're going from the Steph era to the Pods era. You know, there's really just levels of this shit. Some people go from LeBron to Luka, and some people go from Steph to Pods. So
hell yeah.
Good riddance, rest in hell, Warriors. I hate all of you. So
yeah, absolutely. Now that we can all agree on that. Another trade, Brandon Ingram, the BI, the former Laker, got moved. Brandon Ingram from the Pelicans to the Raptors, and the Pelicans got Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, the Pacers 2026 first, and the 2nd round pick. There wasn't much leverage that the Pels had because BI needs to be paid, and they didn't want to do it. So it was either let him walk for nothing or get some sort of return. The Pacers 2026 first could be pretty decent, depending on what happens with them over the next 2 years. Bruce Brown, I've already made it very clear. I don't think he's a great basketball player. Kelly Olynyk is a throw-in, and the 2nd round pick is whatever. I think the Pelicans are firmly in the Cooper Flag sweepstakes. They have won 12 games. And that is very tough. Their franchise player, Zion Williamson, plays basketball twice a week, and they're just trying to figure it out. So I think they're just in a really weird spot. But overall, I don't mind it for the Raptors. You didn't have to give up much. And now you have quickly RJ, Scotty, BI, Jakob Pertl. Like, that's a decent lineup in the East. Like, that can give teams fits pretty much every team in the East except the top three. So I like it for the Raptors, and for the Pels, it's kind of whatever. How'd y'all feel about it?
You don't think Milwaukee could have made a play for Ingram?
Oh, they were locked in on Kuzma, brother.
Which is ridiculous. Hey, shouts Kuz. He was a big part of this. I just feel like they could have made a play for Ingram, and that would have done numbers for them, bro. Would have been phenomenal for them to have a guy like Ingram out there.
But traded for like 3 months though. Like,
yeah.
I think that the reason they traded Middleton was because he ain't really playing like that, or he's playing 1 game a week.
Yeah. I mean, Middleton's also just like a shell of himself. I mean, at this point,
it's sad.
It is sad because as a like the basketball purist people, like we love those guys who still shoot like contested fadeaways.
50, 40, 90.
Yeah, we love those guys. So for Toronto, I really like it. And I was excited to see them do something because I thought they were in a position to do something and actually be competitive. I do like Scotty a lot. I think BI works with Scotty. Quickly is, I mean, we just talked about Toronto in the last pod that I thought they were a piece away from being able to be competitive. And maybe it wasn't, what was the trade I had made up for them? Who was
De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And I mean, this way, quickly so your point guard, Scotty can continue to handle the ball and make the way he play makes. And you get a guy like BI who's a capable playmaker, but also can go get you 30, 25. But I like it for them. For the Pelicans, I just don't think they had a choice, really. And like Nash said, no leverage. And if they don't get Cooper Flag, they're cooked. I like
I think they'll be okay if they get an Ace Bailey or
Ace Bailey,
Dylan Harper or Dylan Harper. Like if they end up with one of those top 3, I think they're good.
Yeah, they'll be fine. Well, if Zion can play, yeah,
right.
I'm looking.
I think they're doing it intentionally at this point. Yeah,
you know how the All-Star team is like the 3 teams split up.
Kenny got cooked, bro. Kenny got nobody.
Team Shaq is elite.
Team Shaq is disgusting. Team Kenny is doing
it. Disgusting.
But anyways. So I'm interested to see where the Pelicans go from here. How much Zion's actually going to play the rest of the season. CJ, is he still? When does his contract run out? When do they have to quit?
He's got 2 more years.
Dear God,
this year and next year.
Yeah, that's tough. And CJ's still a good basketball player. I don't want it to look that way, but I mean, in the landscape of the NBA, does it mean a whole lot? No, but I think it puts Toronto a piece closer to being able to do something. And they, like I've said last time, their front office wants to compete. So.
Yeah, that's Masai's whole motto. Jalaal, how'd you feel about the BI Raptors trade?
I like it. I don't love it. I'm not the highest guy on Brandon Ingram. I think he's a good player, but I think he's definitely he can score the basketball. We know that, but I think his fit is a little weird. Like if guys decide to zero in on Brandon Ingram and he's got to kick it out to other guys who can create off of him, like Scotty's not there yet, and RJ's questionable. As we know, he's gotten better, but he's still a little questionable, and quickly hasn't played all season. So I'm not sure if he's coming back this year. And Brandon Ingram,
when's the last time he played? Like 3 weeks ago,
know.
Maybe. I think he had like a 3-game stretch where he played a few weeks ago.
And he looked good, but then he went right back out. And
Quickly can play, bro.
He has no timetable for his return.
Yeah. Go Cats.
Yeah, so BI's last game was December 7th.
And I was about to say Brandon Ingram hasn't played in like 2 months. And that's the biggest question for me. Like, your point guard is not durable right now. Brandon Ingram hasn't been durable his whole career. Or maybe since he left LA. I think he used to play a lot when he was in LA. And then once he got traded, he kind of started getting a lot of injuries. I like his game. I like what he brings. I don't know if the Raptors were the right fit for him, but it's only a 1-year thing. If it doesn't work out, they'll probably just let him walk anyway. He doesn't have to sign an extension. He could probably find a better fit elsewhere.
Hey, Naj, would you still take BI over Jaylen Brown?
Did I say that?
We both
probably
said
did.
that like 2 years ago. We talked about it on the pod.
Nuts.
I think it, but I don't. Is it nuts? Like
2
Jaylen
years
Brown is
ago,
not-
it was definitely comparable.
right. Like Jaylen Brown is. He's also in a way better situation. Like if Ingram is playing,
That was our argument.
I think Jaylen Brown
Yeah,
offers more. Like he can give you 3/4 of what Brandon Ingram gives you offensively, and give you
brother.
elite
Put
defense.
Brandon Ingram, put Jaylen Brown on the Pelicans.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Hold those boys to the playoffs.
Right, here he goes with the goblin. Like I didn't say any of
Yeah,
that.
Brandon
bro.
Ingram is like my dream returner to the Lakers, bro. I just love Brandon Ingram. So
I thought that was who we were gonna get. That was my
I have
like
a very
ceiling trade.
skewed vision of what Brandon Ingram is just by pure bias. So
Yeah, I can't argue with y'all, but I thought I made a pretty good argument anyway. Y'all just weren't listening. Like
the last trade that meant any sort of something. Like we touched on the Coos, the Bucks. I don't think anyone thinks that's any sort of needle mover for the Bucks. Was
I think it's a improvement for them defensively.
Yeah, no, I actually agree with that.
And they do get younger and more athletic, which they really needed because a retirement home was being built in Milwaukee, bro. Like my God.
Yeah, I think you're banking on like the fact that you believe that Kuzma was only bad because he was in a weird situation, and like you've seen him play winning basketball for a championship winning team. Granted, that was like 3 years ago, so you form a lot of shitty habits.
Bro, that was 5 years ago.
Yeah, that was 5 years ago. 2020. Yeah, that was 5 years ago.
You know what?
Yeah,
my image of Kyle Kuzma being a Laker is him in the bubble in the finals, throwing a behind the head pass to no one in the stands. Anthony Davis looked at him like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
We don't need to go back and listen to the pods from then, but like I had some shit to say about Kyle Kuzma. Well, like I had said some bad stuff about Kyle Kuzma in my lifetime.
Oh my God. He still has like some plays that's just hilarious, bro.
I've called for his head.
He dribbled up the court and pivoted off his left foot and just threw up a three. That shit was all bottom of the net air ball.
Wizards basketball is a very dark spot of the NBA.
Bro, it might as well be.
It's a very dark spot.
Bro,
it's the most unwatchable team in the NBA now, bro.
Yeah,
easily. But yeah, De'Aaron Fox, he goes to the Spurs. It was a 3-team deal that sent Zach LaVine to the Kings. Spurs got De'Aaron Fox and Jordan McLaughlin. The Kings get Zach LaVine, Sidney Sissoko, who they waived. The 2025 Hornets lottery protected first. The Spurs 2027 first, the Wolves 2031 first, and 228 seconds. And the Bulls got Zach Collins, Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter, and their own 2025 first back.
Which is huge to get their first.
Massive. They basically got a top 10 pick for Zach LaVine. I think just looking at it, I think the Spurs fleeced. I think they gave up nothing of value. They got to keep the Hawks picks from the DeJounte trade. Whatever they came to this deal, they kept Keldon, they kept Sochan, and whatever you think about them, they're good. They're good enough players. They're better
keeping
than
Steph. Keeping Steph is huge.
Keeping Steph,
that's the biggest thing for me, bro.
Yeah,
like they kept all of their rotation players and just added De'Aaron Fox. They gave up no draft capital for the most part. When you look at what the Kings got, okay, you got Zach LaVine, cool. You just watch Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan do fuck all for the last 3-4 years.
No, bro. There was I can't remember which pod I was listening to. And he was like, "Could you imagine how left out Vukovic feels right now?" He's like, "Y'all didn't want to be 49 and 30 something with me, bro. Like we couldn't have been first round exits together."
Come on, like you
didn't want to run that shit.
I'm shocked Vucevic didn't get traded.
No, me too. I can't believe he didn't.
The Bulls are insane. Like I don't know what they're doing as a franchise, but cool. You get Zach LaVine and Sidney Sissoko, who you waive, and then the picks that they got. The 2025 Hornets lotto protected first. Now, the Hornets have the 4th worst record in the league, so they're not getting that first. It turns into a second in 2026 and 2027. So cool. They got 2 seconds. The Spurs 2027 pick. The Spurs should be pretty decent in 2027, I'd imagine. So they probably got a late first, and the Wolves 2031 pick. I already told you my thought on 2031 picks. Like, cool.
We do not care about those,
if you want to hang your hat on a 2031 first, go for it. On that 7th grader, cool. but like that was your
different
best
these days,
player.
though, you feel me?
They hoop, yeah. And then the Bulls basically got off Zach LaVine for a top 10 pick, which cool. If that's what you want to do, I respect it. But yeah, how'd you guys feel about the Spurs 1B trade?
Yeah, I'll go. First of all, this is like a momentous occasion for the Spurs organization. as like an organization that doesn't make trades really, that doesn't pursue superstars that way. They've always through the draft and their own pieces and Pop. I don't know how much longer Pop has in the NBA anyways, especially with all the health stuff. But for them to take this swing and get a guy that not only is like already really good, but like is literally perfect for Wemby, like the definition of perfect. I think that this was the biggest hit they could have had, and to be able to keep Steph and Vassell is what mattered to me the most. If Keldon was a byproduct, or if Sochan was, or Sochan or Sochani was part of it, bro, then like so be it. To get Fox, and for Fox, what a great career move, bro. Like you're gonna get to go attach yourself to a generational talent that, like I said, you fit perfectly with. I mean, for the first game, what was he, 29 and 13 or something like that? 25 and 13.
Yeah, 25 and
13. They've probably played together for a total of an hour and a half before that. Like, I just think Fox is perfect for them. I'm excited for Fox to be attached to this guy and hopefully be able to do something really productive with the Spurs. I think that they're in a spot where, I mean, Wemby might be the best player in the NBA in 2 years. I really don't know. But I think they're in a spot where they're like a legit wing away from like competing and like trying to come out of the West.
They can definitely go get that wing. Like they have
my God,
all the assets and players to go get that.
Yeah,
picks and players.
And people want to play with Wemby.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Like who doesn't want, like, if you're a wing guy and you get buckets and say you're just like a mediocre defender, like, you know who I want to play with? I'll play with Wemby. I ain't got to do shit.
Okay, so hypothetically speaking, if you're the Spurs, would right, perfect. That's that is to a T. Like sign and trade with the Raptors. You send Keldon Johnson and Devin Vassell. Or maybe you're able to keep Vassell because teams are stupid.
If it's a sign and trade and it's like, hey, he's coming like here anyway.
Johnson and Sochan.
Take this Keldon.
I mean, Jimmy Butler signed and trade for Josh Richardson and I'm first, brother. Like, like sign and trades are so stupid. They're like,
they're literally just getting something out of
somebody.
Yeah. So I mean, I would love Brandon Ingram, Deep Fox, Ingram, Wemby, Vassell, Spurs.
Nah, that's a
fun ass team.
My favorite part about this trade, obviously outside of the De'Aaron Fox thing, is the fact that their bench now is nasty.
Oh, bro!
Like bringing Steph Castle off the bench.
Is CP gonna start? Like continue to start?
Did he start last night?
I think so, but I don't know if he's going to continue to start.
I don't know if he will. Question. Okay, so as of right now, he is starting.
Yeah,
but I just like I was watching the game last night, and yes, it's the Hawks, but their bench was getting up and down, like with the three athletes or two athletes that Sochan and Castle are getting up and down the floor, and then you got Keldon, who's still a decent athlete and can score the ball.
Okay.
Even though I don't, I love Castle. Go Huskies.
Me too, bro. Wait, you're a Huskies guy?
I went there, brother.
Yeah, I hate you then, bro. What are we talking about?
The new blue blood. Yeah.
The new blue blood. Y'all are ass right now.
We ain't doing shit. Yeah. We ain't doing shit.
You know who?
Don't even start that. Don't even start that. Shut up.
The Big East.
Who?
St. John's ear, but it is St. John's. Yes, sir.
What a team.
Wait, are they number one like in Big East standings? Or are
yes,
they,
sir. Yes, sir. We are. We just beat
they're
number 11 Marquette, so we should be top 10. Well, we just beat them, so we should be.
So did we, and we're ass.
Dan Hurley could have been coaching Luka Doncic, and instead he
also could have been coaching Kentucky. So
played himself.
Man, he got a 10-year deal, disclosed deal. He'll be fine.
He's annoying now, bro. I'm the best coach of the game. You don't turn your back on me.
Shut up, bro. That was nuts. That was nuts. But all in all, great trade for the Spurs for me. For the Kings, I mean, this is what the Kings do, right? Dysfunctional organization. You don't know how to hold on to any star. I'm sure Sabonis is out the door next. For the Bulls are just shit, man. Like I can't deal with it anymore. They literally drive every star out of there, and then when it's time to trade somebody, they get shit on the dollar. You give up Zach LaVine and you get back basically nothing, bro. Like nothing of value that can help you even be hopeful about
their
the
first
future.
is all that they got back. Really.
You keep Vucevic. You don't even move Vucevic. Now you have 4 point guards in your starting lineup. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Why are you starting? Go ahead.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it, brother. Bathroom break.
You have, from just off the top of my head, Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, Josh Giddey, and oh, come on. Lonzo doesn't start. Is it? They have another guard. But I can't remember.
White,
it might be Matas Buzelis. I think he starts now. The rookie that they drafted, and I like him. I like his game, but it's like, bro, there's nothing that the Bulls can like. If you're sitting in the Bulls front office in the skybox and you're looking down on the Bulls play basketball, who can you look at on that team and be like,
brother,
be all right?
Brother, their starting lineup is crazy. They start four guards.
That's what. Okay, see, I knew I wasn't bugging. Who is it? Who's the fourth guard?
It's Giddey, Lonzo, Kobe White, and Ayo Dosunmu. Giddey, Lonzo, Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, and Vooch. Insane lineup,
bro. That is my team, an NBA 2K my team 99 change of position switcheroo starting lineup, bro. Why are you starting 4 point guards? Those are all I think Dosunmu is a shooting guard for real, but 4 guys who have played point guard in their basketball career. Like Ayo Dosunmu was a point guard in college.
Yeah.
Like, God, bro. And I feel bad. Like, I have friends who are Bulls fans, and they're miserable, bro. Like, there was a report that came out like, oh, Vucevic might get moved in the last 30 minutes. He was like, doubt it.
Yeah.
Like, he already knew, bro.
They're holding on to their players way too long. Like,
and they gave Lonzo Ball an extension. I forgot to mention that. They gave him a 2-year extension when everybody was anticipating that he'd be a buyout candidate.
Yeah. And
because I don't see why they would keep him. He was a part of that LaVine DeMar build. Like that shit is over with.
Yeah, welcome back, brother. I did want to do, before we move to quick football, I did want to do a quick little TikTok, ask you guys a question. All the all-stars, he lives for this. All the all-stars moving kind of got me thinking. I'm gonna name an all-star. You tell me if they'll still be on their team in 2 years. Okay?
2 years. 2 years.
In 2 years. Yeah.
2027.
2027.
Yes. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
No. Oh, okay. We started it off hot. Why you say no, Jalaal?
He just had Chris Middleton shipped out of town. And him and Dame are on a clock. Like, Dame is 32, 33. And Giannis gives the vibe that, like, if shit goes bad, he's like, bro, I'm out of here. Like, I've given y'all everything in my prime.
He just wants him to be in Miami, bro.
No, I don't care about that. I don't know where he can go. He's a nasty fit in Miami, first of all.
Disgusting.
He plays small forward. Like, he can't be in Miami. Yeah. But in all seriousness, like the timeline for when they got Dame was already short. Now that you're trading Middleton, you're basically admitting that it's not working. I think him and Dame are still a formidable duo. Do they win a championship in the next 2 years? Probably not. Probably not.
Okay, so you say no. Justice says yes. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yes.
Does he? You saying the question is, does he stay? Right?
Yeah. Will he be on the Thunder in 2 years?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, Nikola Jokic.
Yes.
Yes.
Donovan Mitchell.
Yes.
Yes.
Alperen Sengun.
No.
Yes. I think so.
Pascal Siakam.
No.
Karl Anthony Towns.
Yes.
Yes.
Victor Wembanyama.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Jalen Brunson.
Yes.
Yes.
Cade Cunningham.
Yes.
Anthony Edwards.
Yes.
No.
He gonna go to Atlanta.
He's set to be a free agent in what 2-3 years.
Yeah.
He's already pissed at their ass. Like
Yeah.
he's voiced it in the locker room. Like
Yeah.
he was upset when they traded Cat. He doesn't like the fact that he's not gonna say it. I'll say it. Julius Randle pounds the air out of the basketball.
Always.
He hates it.
Go Cats.
And I think he's the type of guy to be willing to just explore his options. He's young enough to where he can go to another franchise and be their best player.
Yeah, and also it doesn't
come on to Miami, my big dog. Come on down to Miami. That's who I want.
It doesn't feel like he gives a fuck to be like the Wolves franchise GOAT. Like I don't think that matters to him. So
and he'd be the type of guy to call up KG and be like, "Yo, should I stay?" And KG be like, "Fuck no."
Yeah. Darius Garland.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Tyler Hero.
Yes.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yes.
Evan Mobley.
Yes.
Jalen Williams.
Yes.
Yes.
Wait. No.
Okay.
You think he's gonna leave to try to be a number one option?
I think at some point he wants to figure out if he can. You know
Is he the new James Harden?
Now if OKC's like, we're running on back-to-back chips, and like I'm sure he's gonna stick around.
But,
but I mean, I feel like if you're OKC, like you got to keep those three guys. You got to keep obviously Shea, but if you can keep J-Dub and Chet, you got to keep them both.
Yeah, but at some point,
I think if one of them you got to kick out, I think you kick out J-Dub because Chet. I don't know if you can just give up on.
This guy lost his power. You lost your electricity, buddy.
It is storming.
It is
storming. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, can't see you, brother. Nah, you look like a ghost, bro. I just see a silhouette of a nose.
That's me, bro. Hold on. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's the pink outline, brother, that you was talking about earlier.
That pink tone, you feel me?
And the Lakers jersey, baby. And the Lakers
You had to choose between J-Dub and Chet. I feel like unless Chet just turns into an injury-prone player, which I don't think he is. I think he just had a freak accident injury.
Mm-hmm.
I think you cannot say if you play in the same conference as Victor Wembanyama and you have the only person physically that can look him in the eye.
Yeah,
you have to keep Chet.
Mark Williams has the longer wingspan.
Hey, shut that shit up, man. Shut that shit up.
I want to keep. There we go. Perfect timing. Literally perfect.
About to tell a ghost story.
Literally perfect timing. I mean, I'm saying the names based off the All-Star team. So Team Shaq is the last set, and he has all the good players. So
let's go.
Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
Steph Curry.
No. I think he'll be retired.
Okay.
Do you think he's gonna go play somewhere else?
I think his contract is gonna expire, and he'll play one more year somewhere else.
That's crazy. I can't imagine him not being.
I can't imagine. Yeah, I think for him it matters. The GOAT shit matters.
I think it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Dirk Kobe shit matters to him.
He might be the last player that does that.
I agree with that. Actually,
that's fair. Yeah.
Maybe Wemby's the only other one.
No, I mean, I think
Wemby could easily leave.
Yeah. I mean,
but if the Spurs are who we know the Spurs to be, like I don't think Wemby leaves. I don't think Luka leave the Lakers.
No, I think Luka's.
As long as he signs that extension, I think he's a Laker for life.
So do I. We don't let guys walk like that. Kevin Durant.
No.
James Harden.
No.
Damian Lillard.
No.
Jason Tatum.
Yes.
No.
Laker? And LeBron James. He will be a Laker.
No.
No. He'll be done. He'll be done.
Okay. Boom. I also would put my life on the fact that Jason Tatum will at one point in his life be a Laker. 1,000%.
You've been saying that for like 5 years, bro.
I truly believe.
You should have already been one, bro.
Yeah.
We should have made it happen.
I totally agree. Luka, Tatum coming in 2 years. Don't worry. And yeah, I mean, we're winning every chip. Moving on to Super Bowl talks. We're gonna keep this kind of quick. I just kind of want to know what your picks are, and why. I guess I'll kick it off. For me, I so badly want the Chiefs to lose, but my gut feeling tells me Eagles, but I've just picked against Patrick Mahomes too many times that I am not going to do it anymore. And I'm going to take the Chiefs to three-peat. This would mean that he would have more Super Bowl wins than every other starting QB in the NFL combined, which is just fucking insane. And yeah, I think the Chiefs win. I think it's a really, really good game though. Like I think the Eagles are a very like worthy opponent for them, as they were 2 years ago. They started the three-peat off with the Eagles, and I think they end it with the Eagles. And yeah, I'm picking the Chiefs. Who are y'all taking?
So I'm going to be the guy, and the only reason I'm picking this team is because I want to be the guy who was right when he picked against the Chiefs. So
I feel that way too, bro. I feel that way too.
Yeah. I actually just think they're a more complete football team. I really do. And I understand that Pat is Pat, and the Chiefs just always find a way to win games. And to be able to weather the Josh Allen storm for this long, as good as he is, bro, I think it's got to end eventually. Yeah. And the Eagles have a roster that can do it.
I'm right with you. And like part of mine is a reverse jinx because like every time I pick against Mahomes, he wins. So I'm thinking if I pick him, he'll fucking lose. So
I'm going to be cheering for the Eagles.
I'm glad you realized that because I was about to say the Najee jinx is real. And he's never right about most things.
Yeah,
like your hit percentage is like 35%.
Crazy. Most things is crazy. I think
did you Andre Iguodala from the
Did you see my Mark Williams trade, brother? I'm cooking.
Hey, the dead clock is right twice a day.
True, you're gonna say that. That's very true. Who was your pick, Jalaal? Since you got everything to say, who are you picking?
Oh well, I'd rather just be wrong about them than try to be Houdini. So I'm gonna pick the Chiefs. I've been on the Chiefs the entire way. I didn't try to make up a reason why I thought they would lose. They have the best player in football still. And I think the Chiefs defense is still really, really good. So is the Eagles. But I think the way to beat the Eagles is to force Jalen Hurts to throw consistently. Like if Jalen Hurts beats you through the air, tip your cap and shake that man's hand and walk off the field. But he hasn't done that in 2 years.
He had a good game in the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they almost won.
Yeah.
And that was the reason why they almost won. I think Saquon will have a good game. I don't know if he'll have a great game like he did 2 weeks ago. But I mean, anything's possible. Dude is unbelievable. I just feel like I say every week, the Chiefs execute all the important things better than everybody else. When they need a stop on third down or they need a third down conversion, they're able to get it. When Mahomes has to make a throw, he makes it. Even if he has to suplex in the air and throw it off his back foot, he will do it. And as much as I would love to see a new champion, I think the universe is trying to tell us that it's time for another three-peat. We haven't had a three-peat in 23 years in sports.
So Mike and Mike. It was Lakers.
The last sports, the last sports team to three-peat was the Los Angeles Lakers from 2000 to 2022, and before that,
2022 was crazy. Yeah,
that's
a run right there, boy. Hold on.
Yeah, crazy. Basketball would have ended. And before that, it was the Yankees from 98 to 2000. So like these things don't come around often. And I think
NFL teams never done it because the Packers won. They did like Mickey Mouse three-peats back when there were two teams.
Yeah, they did NFL championships. But shout out to my boys. Shout out. But yeah, I got the Chiefs. I had a score of 27-21. I think it's going to be very entertaining. I think the difference in the game will probably be, I predict Jalen Hurts turns the ball over and Patrick Mahomes does not. And he just does what he does. I'd rather be wrong about Patrick Mahomes winning than me be like, the Eagles are going to win because they can do all this and give you a geometry formula.
Yeah, and then he marches down the field with 30 seconds left and the Chiefs win.
And we wonder why DeAndre Hopkins has 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. Quinyon Mitchell couldn't stop him.
Talking halftime show, obviously Kendrick and SZA. Do we have any predictions of who Kendrick brings out?
Dre.
I'll start. No, I'll start.
Nope.
Shut up.
Okay, go ahead. That's on me. My bad. Let me just, you know what?
Bit off more than you could chew. Yeah, you know what? Go ahead. Go.
So I have 4 names here, and I think these are not too unrealistic. So the first name I have here is Tyler, the Creator. If you watch the Super Bowl guest announcement, if you look in the background, you can
Listen
see.
to him. Listen to him. This is
No. Okay, wait.
shit.
No, this is not. This is not.
Look in the background of the video.
You're gobbling again. For the listeners that don't know me personally, my wife is the biggest Tyler, the Creator fan in the world. And she came to me and said, look at those footsteps in the back. That's the chromacopia of marching steps. And I'm like, oh shit, you're right. And we know Tyler's a troll. And they asked him on social media, like, are you coming? He's like, no, I'm not going to be there. I'm on tour. He's not on tour that day. So I think he's going to be there. And who does he bring out with him? Doechii, fresh off a Grammy, won Rap Album of the Year. She's a TDE. She has a song with SZA. And she also has a song with Tyler called Balloons. I think Kendrick will also bring out Black Hippie. Every member of Black Hippie will be there. I'm not sure if Dr. Dre will be there because I don't know. And in parentheses, I have Lil Wayne just because the most popular Tyler, the Creator song in the world right now is Sticky. Lil Wayne's on the song, even though he said he's not going to be there. Maybe he changes his mind last minute and guest appearance in Lil Louisiana for the crowd out there. You know, he kind of made a big deal about it and the fact that he wasn't chosen. But yeah, I think that would be a pretty good halftime show. What would y'all rank that halftime show if those were the 4?
I would say that's hard.
They only got like 25 minutes.
Yeah, you don't have enough time to do a bunch. So like I had Doechii because TDE won the Grammy. Cool. I had Future and Metro because I like that. I don't know if both of them will come out, but I could see Future making a little appearance. I had Baby Keem, just because maybe, and I did have Lil Wayne, but my thing was like, for me, it's like that's like a direct slap in the face to Drake. So I don't know that if that's
him and Drake aren't even on great terms right now.
I don't know how their like relationship is, but like I feel like Drake has made it a thing to be like, if you're associating with Kendrick, like I don't fuck with you anymore. So like the LeBron thing and like it's just a lot. So like I don't know that Wayne would be willing to completely cut that relationship off to go sing in Louisiana, but like maybe
he might. It might be his only chance to do so, and he is Kendrick's favorite rapper ever. Like Kendrick Lamar had a mixtape called C3, and he Photoshop tattooed his face like how Lil Wayne had it on the cover. Like he's like Lil Wayne is his guy, so I think he would want to have Wayne there if Wayne wanted to perform.
Yeah, I think Wayne would love to perform. I just think that it's probably the worst time ever to perform. And then Kendrick, you're on stage with singing your shit, and then all you hear is "May not like," and then you associate it with that, and it's just like kind of tough. Yeah, so I don't know. But yeah, I say Future, Baby Keem, Doechii are my top 3. Justice, who you got coming out for the halftime show?
Oh shit.
I want to apologize. To Justice. My fault, big dog. I just assumed I was going first.
It's all right, bro. I'm a bounce back. Don't worry about it. Wait, where's my mic so I can do that shit? Y'all hear that?
In front of your face.
Nah. So who's gonna come out? So the greatest moment in music history would be for Drake and Kendrick to reconcile at the Super Bowl.
I knew you were gonna do that. I knew somebody was gonna do
that, bro. Drake got too much pride.
He's in Australia right now, I think.
Every second, every minute, better can get it. Say if you were bad.
Yo, honestly, bro,
the place would explode, bro.
If that happened, bro, like, fuck all the beef shit, bro. That's fire, bro.
Fuck the game.
For real.
That's the highlight of the game. That's the highlight of the day, bro.
Yeah.
That's literally like Luka getting traded to the Lakers type shit. Like I would literally, it'd be 3 weeks later, and I'd be like, I really can't fathom the fact that Drake just superperformed to Kendrick Lamar. In terms of who would actually come out, I'm not gonna say any names that you all haven't said, so I don't have anything to pitch in. So
who'd you have though?
Who would I have?
No, like who Like, who do you think will come out?
I think Baby
still wanna
Keem's a
hear
good.
it.
I think Keem's a good shout. In terms of the girl who just wanted to, what's her name?
Dochi.
Dochi. I'm not gonna lie to you. Never heard a Dochi song.
I hadn't
Bro,
heard.
go
Is
one
listen to
either.
her album.
I hadn't heard
Go
one
listen to
either.
her album.
Is she like that?
Yeah, bro. She's nice. She's nice.
Yeah.
So her album came out like August, September.
Uh-huh.
And I was like skeptical because I'm like, she used to do like poppy songs. So she's changed her image like 3 times. Then I turn it on and it's like this rugged, rough, like East Coast underground sound. I'm like, oh, this is hard. Like, and she can sing a little bit too. So it's not like she's a pretty well-rounded artist. It's not the greatest album in the world, but she honestly deserved the Grammy that she got for best rap album.
Yeah,
I just want Carolina to host the Super Bowl, bro, so Cole can come out and do his thing for a little bit.
That would be hard. Yeah. I feel like the album of the year thing, the rap album of the year, I was a little tough on it. I sound like a hater, but like I personally felt like We Don't Trust You probably should have been album of the year. Like I feel like if I have never really heard a song off your album, it's tough to say it's album of the year. Whereas like We Don't Trust You kind of started the craziest beef in damn near hip hop history, but it's cool. I fuck with Dochi. I'm not trying to be a hater. That's just how I was feeling in the moment.
I mean, I'll give flowers if you want a Grammy. That's great.
Yeah,
I'm assuming whatever you did was really good. But it is crazy that I haven't heard it.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean, she did win. She was also up for best new artist. Like she kind of came out of not nowhere, but like she was not like her first song with SZA was like 3-4 years ago. And other than that, like I didn't really hear much from her.
I
never heard older stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not like a fan of her older stuff. Like this. I've never
heard a song from the best new artist either. So I mean, the Grammys is really just a lot.
As long as 30 for 30 gets played, bro, I'm good.
Yeah, so, we're cooler.
It probably will.
Absolutely, yeah. And then lastly, just for some little reminiscent shit, what is your favorite moment in Super Bowl history? Like, what's your favorite Super Bowl moment? Thinking back from all the Super Bowls you've watched, what is your favorite moment? So, Justice, start us off. Yeah,
Jalaal. Shut up. For me. The Panthers Super Bowl game in my lifetime didn't go great, so I'm not going to go there. I was a huge Terrell Owens guy, and they didn't win. But T.O. out there with one leg, just hooping is probably like one of the most memorable moments of like my lifetime watching the Super Bowl. That and the Big Ben TD in the back right corner to San Antonio Holmes. I like the two that like I remember the most vividly.
Yeah, for me, it's not even like it is one singular play. It's from the 2014 Seahawks Broncos Super Bowl. It was like billed as like best offense in the league versus best defense in the league, and like does defense win championships? Does offense win championships? And the first play of the Broncos drive, they throw a little slant to Demaryius Thomas, and Cam Chancellor just boom, cracks him, and then we just dominate that game from there on out. And I'll never forget, because I was nervous coming into the game, like, damn, their offense is electric. Like, what if this LOB shit is just fraudulent? And then, like, in that one hit, I felt like, oh, they can't fuck with us. And I would never forget feeling that, like, oh, we are about to kill these boys. And we did end up dominating that game. So yeah, the Cam Chancellor hit on Demaryius Thomas in that Super Bowl is probably my favorite Super Bowl memory ever. And Jalaal, finish us out here, bro.
Najee's so biased, bro. But I respect it. You got to ride for your dogs. Anyway. So I could have picked like the Packers winning the Super Bowl 14 years ago. Whatever. But the first Super Bowl I ever watched, I'm gonna be a little long-winded, to be like 3 minutes, was Super Bowl 41, Colts versus Bears. I don't remember ever watching football before in my life. I was 8 years old. And on the first play of the game, Devin Hester takes a kick return back for a touchdown. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that was pretty interesting. So I was like, I'm going to watch this again next year. So then we go to Super Bowl 42. David Tyree's helmet catch. And I was like, yeah, we're going to do this one more time. So then this is my favorite one. Super Bowl 43, Cardinals, Steelers. James Harrison's 99-yard pick six. So I just remember watching.
What a game that was, by the way.
Yeah, that was a fantastic game. Larry Fitzgerald was going nuts, by the way. But I just remember, like, this is still me in infancy of learning football. Like, I don't really know what's going on. I just know team is playing team, and one team has to win. I see Kurt Warner throw the ball. I see big man catch it out the air, and it felt like he was running for 5 minutes, bro. He's dodging wide receivers and tight ends. Everybody's blocking for him, and he almost didn't get there. Like he was out of energy so much that they had to give him oxygen by the time he got to the bench, and he was on that oxygen tank for like 5 to 10 minutes. Like he was gassed because they had to get right back on the field. I was like, I think I like this little football thing, and we're gonna continue to watch this.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's one of the greatest moments in NFL history, and that's probably the difference between them winning and losing the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Hopefully we get
before we go.
Moment.
I got questions for y'all because we had some trade rumors in the NFL this past week. So I'm gonna give y'all 4 teams for each of these players. 2 players: Myles Garrett, Cooper Kupp. And you just tell me who you think the best fit for each player is.
That's easy on me. Hell yeah. Let's go.
So we'll start with Myles Garrett. He's the better player in his prime, probably best defensive player in the league, arguably. And the 4 teams I have here are Falcons, Packers, Bills, Chargers. I tried to pick 2. No, I picked 2 NFC teams, 2 AFC teams for each.
For me, I take the Bills. I remember watching Josh Allen and the Bills a lot of time this year, and their defense was pretty disgustingly bad, and their pass rush was absolutely disgustingly bad, counting on Von Miller, the ghost of him. So I would like for there to have him to have a difference maker on the defensive end of the ball. So give me Myles Garrett on the Bills.
Give me Myles Garrett on the Eagles. Because I think that would be sick. No, but if I had to pick, I know.
He ain't going there either. They don't got the money.
They got the assets. I think to the same argument that Najee said, I think seeing him in Buffalo would be phenomenal. And they need somebody like that. And I think he deserves to be in a situation with a stable quarterback for once in his life. So I would probably say Buffalo.
Yeah, give me Myles Garrett to stop the Patrick Mahomes 2-minute drive end the game to end the Bills season every single year. So,
as he's being dragged down by his ankles, there was a 70-yard dime. My team would be the Falcons. I think the Falcons had probably the worst pass rush in the NFL last year by all statistics, all advanced metrics. Quarterbacks were standing in the pocket like an average of 5 seconds.
Yeah,
against the Falcons, and when you have no pass rush, your secondary's cooked. Like you can only cover for so long. I'd love to see him go to the Packers. We do need a pass rusher, but I just don't think. I would probably say it's more realistic for us to get like a Max Crosby, maybe. But I think Myles Garrett would be perfect for the Falcons as a guy who's like 27, and they have guys who've been on the team since that Super Bowl run, and they're now in their early 30s and kind of declining a little bit. They kind of need another difference maker in that front 7.
For sure.
Second guy, Cooper Kupp. Teams I have for him are the Steelers, the Bills again, the Bears, and the Bengals. Ooh, damn, I didn't have a lot of NFC teams on that one because NFC teams don't really need receivers. Yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Doesn't matter because the Steelers could use them a nice little wide receiver to pair with the greatest quarterback in the league, Justin Fields. So if we're only giving him George Pickens, who doesn't run real routes when Justin Fields is at quarterback, then we have to give him someone who does run real routes. And I don't think Van Jefferson is that, and I don't think Calvin Austin is that. So if we're gonna have George Pickens not running real routes, then I would like Cooper Kupp on the other side of the field to bolster Justin Fields' weapons so that he can thrive in an Arthur Smith offense. So give me Cooper Kupp on the Steelers. Justice, who would you put them on?
Yeah, well, I hate Joe Burrow, so it's not going to be the Bengals. What are my other options here? The Steelers and who?
Steelers, Bears, Bills.
I hate Caleb Williams, so it's not going to be the Bears. You know what? Buffalo's just going to reload here, brother. They're going to get them a Cooper Kupp and a Myles Garrett. Why not? Why not?
I feel
I
like,
like
yeah,
it.
Khalil Shakir, Cooper Kupp, Dalton Kincaid, they're cooking. Myles Garrett on the other end, we're cooking.
Yeah, bro.
Jalal, where would you put him?
Just for the fact that Justice said the Bills, because I was going to say the Bills. But I'll say the Bengals, just for the pure fact that, say, they don't re-sign T. Higgins and they need another receiver.
He's
there.
a Panther.
No one's rocking
He's
with Justin Fields and the Steelers. That's kind of crazy.
Who?
Justin Fields.
I couldn't give the same answer as you for both questions. Then I would feel like a loser. So I got to do something that's different.
Yeah, you guys can hold hands into the sunset.
Yeah.
I would
worry.
definitely hold Najee's hand as long as you asked me to. But anyways,
Wow, thank you. Consent. That's important.
For sure.
But yeah, if that is all, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Run It Up podcast. Shout out to Khalil. If I had to guess, I'd say he'd pick the Chiefs. So those are our Super Bowl picks. Make sure you subscribe to the Run It Up podcast everywhere the podcasts are found. You can find us on Twitter at Run It Up Pod, or TikTok at the Run It Up podcast. All of our Twitters are either on the screen or in the description or both. So make sure you guys tell your friends, leave a 5-star rating and review. Hope you have a litty day, a litty night, a litty life. And just like we do on every episode of this podcast, make sure y'all go run it up.